And frankly, there are things you want the government to quit doing. I mean, if you look at the total failure of the Department of Energy, you can make a reasonably good case that we could probably disband 2/3 of the Department of Energy, and we would have more energy as a result. If we have to risk the lives of young Americans, we have to have the courage to tell the truth about who's trying to kill us. It is not a random behavior. It is radical Islamists who are motivated by a deep belief in replacing our civilization. And we need a commander-in-chief with the courage to tell the truth, not a spectator-in-chief who's confused about whether his job is kicking a soccer ball or leading the United States. Lastly, on national security. I'm a historian. Now, the president was the editor of the Harvard Law Review. He's obviously a really smart lawyer. I listened to him explain his authorities. And he explained that the United Nations, the Arab League. I went back because as a historian, I didn't remember this. Calista and I have made some movies about American history, and we were recently up at Independence Hall where the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence were written. I went back to check. You can do this with your own copy of the Constitution. I couldn't find Arab League anywhere in the Constitution. I found Congress. I found the idea that the president might consult with the United States Congress. But to say to us Americans, he's relying on a collection of dictators called the Arab League and a corrupt institution called the United Nations, and by the way, he didn't quite get around to consulting the U.S. Congress, that is a fundamentally false model of American government. People ask, how quick could you start turning things around? And we were working on a project called On the First Day. Imagine that on the first day, after the inaugural, all of you who watched inaugurations know, the president goes inside to have lunch with the congressional leadership after the inaugural speech. What if there was a 1-hour break? And the president went into a room in the Capitol and signed executive orders that had already been discussed, they were already on the internet, they'd already been drafted technically by veterans from the Reagan and Bush administrations. I'll give you a couple examples. You could do this literally in minutes to begin turning the government around. I'm just going to give you 4 quick examples. The first executive order might be to abolish every czar in the White House as of that minute. The second executive order might well be to reimpose Ronald Reagan's Mexico City policy and abolish any federal money going anywhere in the world to pay for abortion.